What's up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. It is your local problematic Leo, and today on another very casual installment of Dress to Kill, we finally get to take a look at Gauss Prime Access. Now, I've been on a bit of a Prime Access sabbatical, for those of you who are unaware. However, I kind of had to come out of that for Mr. Gauss Prime because I've been such a big fan of him ever since DE stole the Interceptor from Anthem and just plonked them into this game. You know what? It's the last remnants that I have of that playstyle, so rip Anthem, but also at least we have him here, and now we have him all shiny and golden. Now, before we jump into anything too serious, I did want to have a quick chat about the Gauss Prime Access trailer. Oh, that was freaking incredible, but most specifically, did you catch the boot? You catch the boot, right? The Sombra boot? It was giving the exact same energy, and I absolutely loved it. It was like you just took Sombra and the Interceptor, and you put them into Warframe, and you made them gold, and it's all beautiful and wonderful. Now, we're actually going to take a look at the mailbox real quick, because I got him in some extra little chunks. I did end up having to pick him up off of Steam, because I think Zola, the thing that was the purchasing stuff off of the website, was not working very well, so I got desperate, and I'm like, okay, let's boot up Steam, and they send it to me in some very interesting chunks, so I don't know if there's multiple different ways that you guys can pick it up, but let's take a look at my inbox real fast. So as you can see, this is like the accessory set. They did have a little asterisk next to the helmet and the floof saying that they were exclusives to the Prime Access, but I'm like, is it really exclusive, or is it gonna be like, you know, still available through the Aya? I have no clue, but we do get more than I thought that we originally did, where we got a Syandana and an armor set. Did not know. So we got the Ultra Prime Syandana, the Doppline Prime armor set, as well as the Blazer Gaze, which just makes me think of like a Marvel reference, like Taserface. Is that where you got it? And then we also got the Noggle and the Prime Floof. Next, of course, we get all of the Gauss Prime stuff. Then we get the weapons, and then there's some extra platinum in there as well. So when I saw that, I was like, oh, look at all these extra little bits. So we'll be taking a look at that as we go into the customization I have for them today. Speaking of customizations, however, let me know down in the comments below if you actually want to go ahead and see me do some customizations outside of the Prime variant, like the Gauss Deluxe skin or some of the Tenno Gen ones, because I'm actually a big fan of his model and how it all kind of works out. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and take a look at the difference in stats between Gauss Prime and his weapons as well. So as you can see right here, they actually get a boost in shield and sprint speed. I didn't really think that it was that much sprint speed, but you know what? I was running around a little bit today, and I was like, I can kind of feel it. I can kind of feel it. Now, when it comes to the Exceltra versus the Exceltra Prime, they did knock down the fire rate a little bit, but they basically boosted all of the damage stats on it, which is absolutely fantastic. And of course, we get the gorgeous new model. And then the Icarius, they did something interesting with this one, which I actually kind of like. They dropped down the fire rate a little bit, and they dropped down the magazine. But because of the fact that they're kind of like homing missiles, it kind of like tells you, hey, maybe don't fire this insanely fast because you don't have that much of an ammo capacity. So, you know what? I'll take it. Now, as you can see right here, we have our Gauss Prime. Look at him. He is absolutely gorgeous. I'm actually, and this is going to sound very, very strange, a big fan of his back. Like this little jetpacky thing, I think looks really, really cool. And I, of course, love the motors on the back of the arms. His feet have always been something to consider, but actually, I didn't necessarily love the model in the trailers, but it looks better here than in there, at least in my opinion. Now, his Redline variant, I feel like it's a little bit weird because, as you can see with the helmet, he kind of looks like a bat, but speaking of that, is it me or like, it's weird because I feel like he has two faces. He's got like this face right here, where, you know, that could be like a mini skull, but then he's also, it feels like he might have eyes up here and those might be his nostrils. It's a little weird because it kind of feels bat-like with the ears. Now, when we hit the red line mode, the ears fall back for aerodynamics. However, the rest of him opens up for less aerodynamics, so he's trading off just a little bit, but I do love how the arms open up. Looks absolutely fantastic. Let's go ahead and take a look at the other helmet, which is the Blazer Gaze. I'm not a big fan. I'll be honest with you, it kind of reminds me of Black Manta from Aquaman, or even like the old Ant-Man suits. Oh my god, I'm so scared. I thought I hit randomize and I was like, no, don't do this to me. I do love the way that it opens up, but me personally, I'm just not necessarily the biggest fan of that helmet. So let's go to the original. All right, now let's go ahead and start tossing on some of the attachments and armors. Let's start with the SANDR real quick because I kind of like it, but I kind of don't. If I'm going to be honest, there's a part of me that wishes that they just cut this like weird tail off, right? Because number one, this tail is blocking the other tail, right? That's like a double tail section that they don't need, and just put in some jetpack effects. I think that would be sick, and it would kind of like reinforce the whole like, ooh, he's moving super duper fast. So of course, not necessarily my favorite, but it's also not a bad one. So we're gonna leave that on for now. You know what we're gonna put on later though, if you know what I mean. Now, when it comes to the armor set, the one thing that I will say that I like about this is it also inherits the double metallics that's Mr. Gauss has. So it's actually got two additional metallic pieces. Well, not two additional metallic pieces, but it's got the original, and then it's got the new one. So that way you get extra goldiness, which I absolutely loved. I actually think that when I first took a look, the knees are wild though. Do you see that knee? That knee is absolutely wild, but I guess, you know what, that could be used as a weapon. If you're running into enemies and crashing into walls, you're like, knee first. And it's gonna be a little bit painful, but I actually think it looks really, really cool. Now when it comes down to, let's put him in red line for a moment so you can kind of see, it matches all of the spikiness that he's got going on. My cat is going a little crazy right now, so he's gonna have to stop. Now I think it looks really cool. I was actually playing around with the Signia as well. Let's turn him not into red line for this one because I want the ears to kind of pop in. I actually really like all of them except for the end vine. That one's a little weird. You'll have to customize that strangely, but I think that one looks pretty good. The frost one looks, it matches up with the spikiness, and in all reality, I too like using, the cold snap that he has on his third ability a lot as well. This one I'm a little bit torn on because the metallics are actually on like a different set, so that red really does come up as like the candy paint red that I originally had on him, no matter what I try to do, but let's leave that on for now. Now, when it comes down to the actual customization, one of the things that I usually do with my prime frames is they're always usually either in black or cream. Those are usually the two colors that I play around with. I did kind of tweak things a little bit with Revenant when I did him in like a dark brown because it almost felt like a dark brown trench coat that he was wearing. But there's just something about Gauss that makes me want to make him a racing boy. And I felt like this was definitely like the colors to go with. By the way, is it me or does that look like a Sonic character on his chest? I feel like the bat theme is also on him. But you know what? I still think he looks absolutely fantastic. I'm so super duper happy. For those of you guys who don't know, I actually leave all of the color codes down in the description box below. So let me know how you guys feel about this customization. Of course, we're going to go ahead and toss on, where are you? For the SANDR, we're going to go with Officium. You know we got to go with Officium. It's the classic. And it fits well on basically every single frame. And then what we'll do to close this out real quick, we're actually going to be taking a look at the ephemeras. I love my ephemeras, but sometimes they can kind of take over the look a little too much. Happily, one of the ephemeras I don't use as much, but I actually really like, is the triangle ephemera, the Lucretia. But look at the way that it wraps around the back of his heels. Amazing. The way that it kind of works with his arms and all the flappies that come up and down. I think that one looks really, really cool. Gloriana, I mean, it's a classic. it's always gonna look great. Protovar actually, I think, looks really, really fantastic with him. But, you know, you guys know I don't like the Apex or the Emergent. I feel like it's a little too much. But look at the way it kind of cradles his face. So it's almost kind of like, well, I mean, I guess for everybody it's like a heads-up display. But specifically for him, because of the fact that he's running around crashing into things, it looks really, really good. But because of the fact that, you know me, we're going with Sapphire. I've just been rolling around with this one too. It looks like he's like letting out exhaust, but also at the same time he's extra gold and he's extra spiky, and if I can get extra gold and extra spikiness on things, makes me happy. Anyway, let me know how you guys feel down in the comments below about Mr. Gauss Prime, how he's looking for you guys. Do you guys agree? It looks like he has a weird double face. Did you like the second helmet? Did you not? Also, let me know if you wanted to see any additional customizations down below. I've still got some more, like, forming and all that kind of stuff to do with him. So I'm going to get to that, but that about does it for me for now. I don't know if there's anything else that I missed, but as always, love somebody, hurt nobody, and touch your body. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.